You know we didn't want his opinion
You
on
ain't got
boy.
no buzz. You ain't got no buzz.
You want to know if he was knocking him down. You want to know if he ever cheated on Michelle. That's the stuff you want. You want to cause drama in the black love. You want to break up black families. See,
Y'all
you part
actually,
of the problem.
if any infidelity, y'all actually believe 100%. Anybody else in any other relationship, y'all would be like there was infidelity. But because y'all hold it, not saying there is, but because y'all hold this relationship
You're going to just insinuate it.
in a make-believe way, y'all will be offended if somebody says they were. Y'all be offended.
Yeah, don't say somebody cheated unless you got proof. Like that goes without
but
saying.
y'all never need proof any other couple.
If Kamari ain't cheating on his wife, don't say he did unless you got proof. Don't do that.
But once a person becomes a star, everybody will assume that there's some infidelity going on with the guy.
No, just because Michael Shawn said there has never been a relationship that he has been faithful in, that don't mean that Barack is the same way. That don't mean that Dr. Smith, Kamari, Jay Black, that don't mean everybody cheated, Mike. See,
if I name stars right now and I said, do you think they had infidelity? Y'all, majority of y'all like, yeah. Denzel, yeah.
So Magic Johnson, Denzel, Samuel L. Jackson, all the
Magic
black
Johnson.
No, well, not Magic
Johnson.
No,
Magic Johnson. Come on. Anybody but Magic Johnson. He cheated death and cheated on his wife. He cheated on Cookie and cheated death. My God, he's still here. Hey, you still here? Are you still here? You got the good stuff.
Why is Financial Rebel in the comments, but he's not on the show?
Yeah, we waiting for you to hit the intro. He's here. He's here in the green room. We waiting.
I was like, why is he on?
That's why I threw his name up there. Good morning, Miss Brown.
Let me get the intro.
Let's talk this money.
You talk this money. I had a legit question about. Oh yeah.
Yeah, you just want to flip crap.
It's Thursday time to get your finances together with the Finance Rebel. Let's go.
Ain't no stopping us.
Good morning.
Kamar's in the building. What up, Kamar?
I was like, what? Black people.
I saw a comment. I'm like, why is he in the comments? I said, is he taunting us?
No, I just saw what was going on. I was just getting ready for the messiness.
Nothing messy going on here. I'm just giving out points.
I just want Mike to respect Michelle and Barack's marriage and let that be. But Mike always want to add extra salt and
I don't add
sauce and
you know what y'all do? What y'all do by putting this on some hero worshiping? What y'all do is y'all put y'all make it more difficult for a person to have a regular marriage.
Why?
Because y'all put them on a situation where you're like, that could never happen. They're just people.
What they do don't make me shit.
No one said it could never. It just didn't. There was no proof. You can't be having allegations out there unless you got some facts.
I'm just saying the way y'all look at this, like I just mentioned a whole bunch. I mentioned any other celebrity, any other powerful person. I'd be like, you think they cheated? Y'all be like, yeah.
We know Barack went through for when he was president for those 8 years, and we know they was trying to find any dirt they can on that man, and then he still they didn't. Let that be. Now you still even afterwards.
That is part of it.
Like they was all coming at that man. That
part of it's the microscope.
Well,
he was under a microscope, whereas most people believe if he did it, they would have told us because they wanted him to be flawed that way. That's part of it too. Like if he was cheating, we would have known.
Yeah, he was just from the mountaintop.
That might be the difference.
Oh, he was just as brilliant as he was in everything else. Oh, he was just better than everybody else.
Service and all the spies.
He just better at everything. And I'm not saying he does. My whole point is, and I want to get back to this point, is that we do this hero worshiping, and we put people in situations where it changes our view on common sense. And we do this with everybody. We do this with celebrities. We do this. Jay Black does it with Jay-Z. He gets offended and grabs his teddy bear. And you're not going to talk about my Jay-Z. He's the greatest rapper in the world. It has nothing to do with the fact that he sold out Colin Kaepernick. That has nothing to do that he was in conjunction with the NFL and he said we're past kneeling. That has nothing to do with the person that runs his business. One of the main people was a whistleblower and a former cocaine drug dealer and literally was on witness protection and snitched. It has nothing to do with what he's done in the industry. But he's my greatest rapper in the entire world. Y'all don't want to see nothing because y'all want to hero worship.
The greatest, though. He's the greatest.
Thank you, Doc.
He's far from the greatest, in my opinion. Kendrick's better than him. Off the muscle, Kendrick's better than him. But we're not going to get into that because that's all
Let's stay focused. Let's stay here.
Wow.
Talk this money.
We're about to go down
off the top. He's one of the greatest. And being the greatest is subjective. You got a checkbox that other people have a different checkbox.
That was subjective.
Some people say LeBron, some people say Mike. And you can make arguments for both. The fact of the matter is that we put these lenses on that it blinds everybody. That's why we get so depressed when we find out something. That's why everybody falls apart when they go, oh, that's what happened. That's what was going on. Yes, because they're just human beings with flaws.
Yeah, they say don't meet your idols.
Yeah, don't meet your idols. Or matter of fact, don't make somebody your idol. How about that?
All right, so what's this about this race? What's this race I keep hearing about?
Oh, so there was a conversation that Mike and I had about I guess
that was the no segue zone of all time. That was the no segue. That was the no segues. That was the
basically me and Mike racing each other. And then they included and they included you and Dr. Smith. So it's going to be a 40+ the battle.
No, they didn't include me. They didn't include me. They did not include me.
I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you right now. I'm not racing Fearless. I'm telling you right now. I'm not racing.
I'm not in it.
You scared of him?
No.
I'm the officiator. I'm blowing the whistle. I'm blowing the whistle. I'll be at the finish line.
He looked fast. Fearless looked like he ran.
I know for a fact there is no reason, even if I come in second, I'm gonna get joked about how bad Fearless is gonna be. I'm not like Jay. I know. I go like, no, I'm good. I'm good on that. I'm good.
But we setting it up, Kamari. We'll figure out a date, and then we're gonna go.
You talking about an actual foot race?
You ain't gotta be in if you're scared. I understand if you're scared, but I just know I ain't.
What you just did there. Yeah, I'm scared. Yep. I gotta take my medication.
Yeah, he tried.
He tried to listen.
He tried to get you.
I'm too old.
He tried it.
Kamari is this is
best
what I'm
man in my hand.
This is what's great about Kamari. Kamari just said some of the real shit right there. I'm taking medication. So Jay Black, and he can jump and put the sneakers on and just run. He never runs, but he's like, yeah, I'll just jump in and I'll just run. Okay, all right. No, I'm not racing with Fearless. And you ask me if I'm scared. Absolutely.
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 I'll stick to my couch.
Well, no.
5K, so I'll keep working on that.
If y'all wasn't my friends, I would act like I didn't run because that's what people do when they play pool and poker. But since, we're honest in here, as Mike might have known because he knows me through James, Big James.
Yeah.
Me and James ran track together. And when I was running hurdles at Temple University on a full track scholarship, I was the second fastest person to ever run that event during that time period in the history of the university. So since we're all friends here, I'm not trying to do that, but yes, I can run and jump over hurdles at the same time. And I usually, would act like I don't run, but for y'all, I'm be like, I do this. I do the best. I got paid to run.
I ran track in high school for a hot minute, right? But you can look at Dr. Aaron and tell he's got a runner's body. I'm not messing.
I ran track too. I ran in the pen relay.
Middle school.
I'm just letting you know I did the pen relay. So you ain't the only one that got some track experience.
He said me too. He said me too, Mike. I said yeah, I run, but Jay said me too. I know what you said.
No, that's like somebody releasing an album going platinum, and you be like, shit, I sang in my talent show. I sang in my talent show in the 7th grade. I killed it. I was 13. I killed it.
We in the club. Me and the doc in the same club. You know,
you are not in the same club. You are not in the same club, sir. Don't be Mr. Me Too. Don't be Mr. Me Too.
So we're gonna have this 40 plus race.
I went down City Hall. So me and Barack, we in the same club. I was at the town hall meeting last week. We do the politics, we all politicking. Politics as usual.
We all politicking. We all up in here. What you talking about?
But anyway,
I feel you, Barack. I feel you.
You got a Porsche. Oh no, you got a Porsche. You got a Porsche. I got a Kia Forte, but I got a sports thing in the Kia Forte. It's got a sports shift that I can shift into. We both driving sports cars, son. We both out here driving sports cars.
All right, so listen.
Section in that club.
When y'all do it, I'll bring the snacks. All right.
Bring the snacks.
I'll bring the snacks.
We're gonna do it, but Mike talking that talk, so that's where it came from. Mike talking that talk, and he think it's sweet. Like I know,
wasn't nobody even talking the talk. It was just as Jay Black. Jay Black gets into something that had nothing to do. This was innocent. We were just talking. All of a sudden, Jay Black started talking about middle school and running, and I went to the pen. Realized don't know what time. He don't know his time. If you was a runner, you know what your time was. I know the 200 was. We don't even know if he won.
200.
He's never said he won.
Then I did the relay, the 16. I did the baton. Those were my two main events. The 200. Yeah, we won.
No, did you win?
I don't remember right now I remember the 16. I remember the relay I won. I remember. I know I was the fastest on my team. I know that. I remember that part. That's why I had to lead. That's why I did. But anyway, we move on.
I've run the Broad Street run about 5 times. I'm not a runner though. And I'm not, listen, y'all got that. I'll bring the snacks.
We're here to talk money. Kamari's here to talk finance.
Oh, yeah, I had a money crisis because, we were talking about the 401k. And I don't know if y'all know, but I'm really big on XRP, Ripple, right? So I'm watching the crypto market, and the crypto market always messes me up with traditional finance and with gold investing, because my dad be talking about gold and other people, and I'm like, yo, gold went up like 3% in the past how many years? Crypto went up like 20,000%, literally, right? So I can't have that conversation with them. So just last week, the market pumped, right? XRP goes up 30%. We have this whole talk about the 401k and they taxing the 401k and 30%. I'm looking at crypto like, man, I would have made that back last week. If I had taken out my 401k and put in XRP, which is where most of my money usually goes, I would have got my 30%, all my taxes, I would have got it back in a week. So it's so hard for me to do the traditional investing in finance when I'm playing. It's like a drug dealer trying to do regular stuff when he's like, yo, I make $5,000 a day. I can't have these conversations with y'all because my money comes different. So I need a different way to manage it. And the downs are definitely lower, but the ups are definitely a lot higher. So it spoils you and it distorts your way of looking at economics, because that might not happen again for another 12 months. So I can't just act like I can go grab it tomorrow and be good. But at the same time, there are those moments where it's like, man, oh man, the crypto money is different. So I'm still on the fence for taking that money out that 401k.
Don't take that money. Well, listen.
Should I take the money and put it in crypto?
No. I would say you can put some of it in Bitcoin. I'm biased. I'm not the big crypto guy. I'm not the big Bitcoin guy, but the Bitcoin is here to stay. It's not going anywhere. It's the largest, the biggest. It's all around. I don't really believe in all the crypto stuff because it fluctuates too much. A lot of them don't have a real purpose. And a lot of them are built off of Bitcoin. I haven't looked at XRP in a while. And I know XRP's army is strong. I know they're strong. But I do like Bitcoin. It's not going anywhere. But no, I wouldn't take all your money out of your 401k. And if you do want to take your money out of your 401k, this is what I want to tell you, Doc. This is free game to everybody that's watching. If you take the money out, roll it into what's called a solo 401k. And a solo 401k is for people who are employed. Doc, you're unemployed. You can be a consultant. Once you roll that money into a solo 401k, you can take a loan instead of taking a distribution, right? So there's a difference from taking a loan because you are not taxed on it unless somehow you don't put the money back. But at this point, it'll be your money. So you have to put it back. You have to pay interest on it and all that.
You're paying yourself back.
We won't get into it, but into the technicals too much because that's boring. But yeah, you can do it, and I get why you want to separate.
But no taxes, no
taxes.
no 30% tax, basically. Okay,
Yes.
a solo 401k. That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah,
Okay,
looking
now
for a
I'm
solo
definitely
401k. Yeah.
So,
and then the loan could be basically self-directed.
It is
But the loan I take
yes.
against it could be, cause it's on me. I just got to handle my business. And okay, no, that's good game. That's good game.
Yep.
I can do both.
Kyle says you can get a loan on a regular 401k through Fidelity. Don't even have to change the type. That's what Kyle says.
I don't know what a 491k is.
I think he probably meant to put 401. He probably just typed.
I said 401k because I thought he meant to say 401k. That's if you meant to say 491, then repeat this. What's going on with these IUL life insurance that keep hitting me up and they like I'm getting they want me to do the IUL life insurance and I can borrow against that and it's tax free. How because
with the trust.
They want to keep setting meetings up with me and stuff like that. And Kamari, I'm a little nervous, but it's something that is it something that I should get my daughters young in to get a life insurance like that young, and to be able to take loans out and you don't have to pay it back.
So let me address Kyle. So Kyle's my boy. That's Preem. If y'all don't know, Preem is one of the founding members of 100X in Philly. So shout out to him. He's now majoring in investing. He's saying he did 401k at Fidelity. Yeah, you can do 401k, but when you transferring it over, you have to move it into something else. But again, solo 401k is the way to go.
Are you for or against the IULs? Is it something I should look into and sit down with them? Because it's just,
so
is there a company I should go to directly?
I'm a former financial advisor, former life insurance agent. I'm a big believer of life insurance. I think life insurance is the best financial product that's ever been created. But if you don't understand what the purpose of life insurance is for, then it doesn't matter. IUL term, whole life, they're just products, right? Forget the product. What's the strategy? And so IUL stands for Index Universal Life. Number one, do you understand the product? I'm sure you don't, but I'm not saying it to shit on you. I'm saying that to say they pump them up. They market them and make them believe like they're the greatest thing since sliced bread. But they never tell you about what happens when they blow up. So, they can be good. They're very expensive. If you don't have a lot of money, they might not be for you. So the thing about life insurance is you want to be able to cover your need, your insurable need. Life insurance is for the replacement of income. So let's say you make $50,000 a year. You got to take care of your babies. Will you be able to take care of them if you're no longer here? Usually, most people don't have that much cash laying around. So no. And let's say your babies are, I don't know, let's say 10. Pick a number. So you got 8 more years until they're 18. Mike, do you only care about your babies until they're 18?
No.
Right. So you want to go beyond.
Right.
So then you want to get usually a multiple of what your income is so they can at least keep the same lifestyle that they had before. And so you might want to get 10 times your income, which is 500,000. 20 times your income is $1 million. You got to figure out what the premium is going to be on that. And if it makes sense, if you can afford it, the cheapest form of life insurance is going to be term. IUL is going to be a lot more expensive. And so again, you got to figure out, what do I need? What's the price of it going to be? And can I keep it and maintain it? Because what happens is people buy these life insurance policies, they run out of money, the policy blows up and everything's gone. But I'm a big believer in life insurance. My dad brought me a life insurance policy when I was 3 years old. And I just found this out.
Nice.
So if I could afford, let's say roundabout number, and I'm not saying no problem because I'm not trying to flex no. Let's say $300 a month, I could do the premium $300 a month. What type of life insurance would I be able to get at 54 years old right now?
You can get term. You can get whole life. You might be able to get an IUL. You might get what's called a variable universal life policy. You just got to see. But I usually don't like the IULs and all the other stuff because they're really tricky. And I don't like playing around when it comes to life insurance.
Got you.
When you've been in that world and you've had to go and talk to people when people die, they need that money. You don't want to fuck around with that money. So, people don't understand that. And I'm gonna pick on something Fearless said, not picking on Fearless though. A lot of times people just look at, oh, it went up. Oh, it's sexy. But they never talk about what the foundational things are, the functional things are. Sometimes you just need straight cash. You got to buy food. You got to pay for the electric bill. You got to pay for gas in the car. Like, and these fools, they keep driving up tariffs and everything else is going up. You don't know what's going to happen. So for some things, you do need that security because people a lot of times don't think about emotional stability when it comes to their money.
Got you.
Nikki wanted to know, can you cash out of your Gerber life? Can you cash? I guess, can they cash out?
Where did Nikki say that?
Miss Clark.
No, Miss Clark. I'm sorry, Miss Clark. I'm thinking.
Kamari, I'm going to reach out to you to talk to you about your life insurance. All my kids have Gerber. Yeah. A lot of times you can, but you might not want to, right? You still need coverage on your children. I had a mentor tell me once, you're a parent all your life, even when they're an adult. So if something happens to your babies, and I don't know if they got children, I don't know the situation, but I'm sure you want to be able to stay in the gap for them or stand in the gap for them. So, just think about that. If it's not costing you anything, or if it's not costing you a lot, you might want to do it. Listen, my dad had a daggone life insurance policy on me when I was 3 years old. I told you he just passed about
Whole
6
life?
months ago. Whole life. He was still paying the daggone premium for it. So I bring it up to say that, me and my dad, we had a crazy relationship. But what I cannot deny is that he thought about me even when I wasn't thinking about the whole thing. He thought about me.
Do you lose that money, or can you keep paying it, or do it go away since he's not, like, if he's not here, you didn't know it, like you can keep paying on that?
Yes. So now the policy is bonds. I haven't done all the paperwork yet. The policy will become mine. I have to pay on it. Wow. It's like $28. He brought it in the 70s though.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I didn't want you to lose that, because they know it'll go away if you don't pay it, and then you lose.
No. There's enough cash in it while I won't lose it. But again, for me, the bigger thought is he thought about me. And so as parents, we're stewards. We got to think about our babies, even when they don't have the capability of thinking about themselves, because they'll never be able to think about themselves in the same way we can, no matter how grown they are.
That's like the clip song when he says, "I love my two sons" was the code to your phone.
Correct.
Like correct. About his kids.
Listen, that song, oh man, that song is it's hard for me to listen to. It is hard for me to listen to because of what I'm going through now.
You know what, Kamari, when you say that, when I first listened to the song, it touched me in such a way. And the first thing I thought about wasn't you, but it was the first thing I thought about was people who had lost a parent and how touching and moving that song was. And it's crazy that you brought that up, because I actually have a drop where Malice talks about the situation with that. Let me play this because it's
and then I got a financial thing when we get back after that.
All right, stay right there. Go ahead. This is Malice.
Your intuition kicked in when you went to his house. Did you find him deceased in the kitchen?
I found both of my parents. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I discovered both of my parents, going in and checking on them.
What goes through your mind when that happens?
Well, I tell you what does happen. I'm gonna tell you, since you asked, I'm gonna tell you what does happen. My faith and everything that I have read from the Word of God took over. There was a supernatural sense of peace. There was no time to break down, start crying, getting out of my mind, what's going on, what's happening, screaming and kicking. Nah, I had a complete sense of peace. And I had to have that peace not only for myself, but to deliver the news, to my family or whatever. And God has never let me down, ever, no matter what I faced or seen in this life. So, yeah.
So, and when
I saw that.
That's
a rough train. Yeah.
And I just think about, people who have my parents. My mom took care of both her parents till they passed. She and my dad lost both his parents. And I was like, that's what just shocked me about this album. That's why this album is such a masterpiece. because it'll. And this is what I always say: we don't know. And I hate to get off subject, but let me just say, and remember your question, Jay. We don't know what Biggie would have been talking about if he would have lived to 34, 35, 36, 37, 40 years old. These people are brilliant with putting words together and brilliant of creating an atmosphere of movies in your mind. That's one thing with that.
Yeah.
Back to this album, which I thought was going to be a bunch of drug talk, which they're really good at. And it's something that I try to avoid not listening to because I'm not in that place anymore. But when that's the first song on the album, I was so happy that I actually said, let me give this a chance. And when I saw it, put everything in its proper perspective, because for me, when I listen to them talk their drug talk, they don't make it seem easy. Like when they're going, but for some people, they're just going to take the lyrics and be like, it's just a floss and it's just a dope metaphor. This was a lot of shit that they went through to actually live this life and to survive this life. And they say it, how blessed they are to survive this life. And that to me just made it a whole masterpiece that I listened to. And every time I get in the car, I wind up getting stuck on one song because I still keep going. And it doesn't matter what the song is. It could be POV, it could be Whips and Chains, it could be Birds Don't Sing, and it's a dope piece of work, yo. And I just want to say that. Jay Black, what was your financial question for Kamari?
Wow, that's an interesting segue. All right,
no segue zone. We need an alert. No segue zone.
All right, so
No
financially, so I guess the administration. All right, so I always file married, right? Because it's benefits when filing married. But the wife was telling me, I guess now there's a thing, because she has student loans. I don't want no parts of the student loans. It's always never on me. But now I guess they're trying to change it to where as though my income needs to be reported with her, which obviously changed that whole dynamic. And then is a way to keep us, I guess, trying to get us to pay for stuff, keep us down and keep the middle class down or whatever. But is it best to file? I don't want to have nothing to do with somebody's student loan. Is it best to file as single or best to keep filing as married? It's like, what are they trying to implement now with this new administration? They're trying to change some stuff up, right? Are you aware of this? Or you heard about this or something?
He don't want shit to do with his wife's situation.
I'm not.
He went
on the wall.
I knew he was.
He want to be separate. He said, yeah, until death do us part. But when them student loans come around, fuck that. I'm out of here. I'm filing single.
Separate but equal. He's separate but equal.
See, but now you can file as married, but it has nothing to do with you. But they trying to change something that she was reading that it will. They want my income. They put my income. They gonna say, oh yeah, you good. Y'all can pay this. No, ain't no y'all. Like that was her student debt before. Like you get what I'm saying, Kamar?
He said it's her debt.
Yeah, so that was always the case though. So here's the thing. And I did a video on this. A lot of people in our community like to get creative with their marital status, with their relationship status. A lot of people that are married that check off it's complicated will file they're single, but by the law, you're supposed to file either married, filing jointly, or married, filing separately. Now, if you are separated, if you've been separated for the last, let's say 6 months of the year, and there's babies involved, you can file head of household. But Jay, for your question, yeah, normally your income is going to be intertwined with Lady Q's student loan.
But it wasn't that way prior. Like we were fine. Like we've been good. Now they trying to. They
might have not accorded. They might have not accorded.
No, you can. She got her own thing. I forgot that. No.
Hey, you're married. There is
no
such.
No.
Jay, you can know all you want. They just didn't catch it yet.
No, I don't want to file married if I got to pay.
That's a lot to one purse.
They trying to keep us down. Is this they making changes right now? That's what they're trying to. All right, I don't know how to say it, but she was reading something and I was like, no, well, don't put me with you. Like I don't want nothing to do. They trying to break. Well, they got to get a divorce on paper and then rematch. Like what do we? Because there's no way I'm going to be on the hook for. She always.
It's not about you being on the hook. It'll just change her repayment fee. It will change her repayment level. So the more
she's
income,
not working. Say if she's not working and she's on the first,
then it comes down. It changes.
It comes to me.
No.
Oh,
that's not how it works. It's tied to her Social Security. But listen, you don't want to stand up for your boo.
The ugly truth behind Jay Black
You don't stand up
Green.
for your lady.
You just exposed the ugly truth behind
That
Jay
was
Black
I don't
Green.
believe in college and getting in debt at a young age. They give you all this money when you're young, but you can't get a car loan when you're older. You can't, like, they want you to be. That's not my ministry. I never believed in college. I never believed in getting yourself caught all up in debt. And I don't think I should have to pay for that. Like, I don't. I just don't. That's your decision as an individual.
You don't believe in helping your kids go to college?
No, college ain't for everybody, and they
I'm
got
not
scholarships
saying
to get a
for
scholarship.
everybody. I'm saying
get a scholarship. They ain't stopped giving them out. That's
so
my
that's
motto.
the only way a kid should go to college if they have a scholarship.
I don't think I'm paying for it.
Damn, Jay.
No,
Damn.
I'm not.
So I guess we can't talk about generational wealth then, right?
Get a trade, get into other fields. You can
if a
still
kid
make
has the talent to go to college, you wouldn't take a loan out for your kid to go to college?
No, I'm not. I'm not. That's not my. No, that's your lane. That's your life. That's your decisions. No, but I don't. I know it may be unpopular, but no, they haven't stopped giving scholarships out. So why didn't you earn one? I'm not going to go in debt just so you can go to college. No,
because your kid is trying to improve their life and go to college.
No, you can improve your life and still be successful without going to college. There's a whole bunch of people that's very successful that didn't go to college.
Yeah, but that's what that was your lane. This is they have a potential to go to college and get their education, and you're saying no because they didn't get a scholarship.
I'm not signing for that. That's what I'm saying.
I signed up for it. Me and my wife just signed up for it yesterday. Our loan packages came through for both of our kids. So pray for us. We now have 2 children in college, right? They're worthy to go to college because they have been in honors their whole way through school. Very smart children, very academically inclined.
Oh, okay. They got a history and a trajectory of doing what they needed to do the whole time. It was never no dipped out.
They didn't get a scholarship. He said if they didn't get a scholarship, you shouldn't sign.
No, but you also got to know your child too, because you don't want nobody wasting your time and money. He knows his kids ain't into the party life, and they gonna take it serious. So that changes things as well a little bit. But I know
I also know that when kids get free from the nest, they do different things. I'm sure that the good doctor down there will tell you that, right? When they get to college and they free, things go a little crazy. So I got to be prepared for that. But no, we took out the loans, we made the money, or we're paying the money, and we got some scholarships too. So, and we're going to keep applying for scholarships. So yeah, more people should be applying for scholarships.
Kay had a question. Is that a legit question?
I started noticing that some forms include partnered now. Wondering if that will ever flow down into the tax code or the tax forms. You said tax code.
Yeah, so the tax is based off the tax code. By the way, Congress directs the tax code, y'all. I know a lot of y'all be mad at the IRS. Them people ain't got nothing to do with that. They just trying to do their job. Now, some of them be doing it mad, wrong, and mean. But for the most part, they just trying to do their job. Will partner flow to the tax code? I think as we get more progressive people in Congress, maybe. But if we got these old crotchety ass people in there, it's going to be the same for a long time. For a long, long time.
You want to be a doctor?
Thank you, Evergreen.
All right. What if they want to be a doctor? Jay said, "Fuck you."
I'm not. You gonna figure it out. I'm not putting myself in debt. I'm not over yet.
But if you see the kid is doing everything they have to do, but didn't qualify for a scholarship, you're just saying no. I'm not going to support you.
I'm not saying I want to go support you. This is your journey, your lane.
But they have no money. They have no money.
I'm sure there's other ways. I need you to be resourceful. Figure out other ways that you can do this. If it's a community college to start, if it's something that you can do to get you to your goal. Don't be relying on somebody else to go in debt.
So what if they need a loan for community? What if they need a loan? What if they need a loan?
No, let the doctor talk.
Well, I have a question. What if they need a loan for community college? Because some people need a loan for community college. I went to the colleges. Some of the money that you still got to spend for semesters, they're going to need a loan. So you wouldn't sign for them if they showed they worked hard, they showed that they were responsible, and so you just said you'd be like figure it out on your own.
I can help guide you. I can help give advice. But me committing myself to your student loan debt for life in hundreds of thousands of dollars is not ideal and not my ministry. But go ahead, Doc. You were saying, because Nikki even said, I agree with you. She didn't sign up for Parent Plus loans. Like, no, Everybody ain't built for that. Everybody don't want to do that.
Wait a
If
minute,
you had your grades right,
I'm probably not.
Nikki didn't say she went to Temple,
All right.
and now it's free. So she's involved in the process in a major way.
Go ahead, Doc. What were you gonna say? You're not the one to what?
Well, I'm not signed up for those kind of loans either. One thing I will say is most schools now, and even community college in Philadelphia, if you get a certain GPA, most of these places are offering programs with free education. And there's a lot of state schools where if you're exceptional, a lot of state schools are giving full scholarships, but there's a lot of places that are giving heavily discounted and even free education for state school students who get a certain GPA that aren't necessarily like what Kamari was talking about. My niece goes to Georgia State, and Georgia has a whole program where they're trying to keep their best talent in the state. So they're like, yo, anybody in that top 5 percentile, whatever it is, y'all go to school for free. And they're going to like amazing schools like Georgia State just to keep people from leaving and going to all the other places. But a lot of state schools, especially community colleges, are saying if you get like a C+, a B-, you get a free education. And that changed a couple years ago. I don't know if you saw, Brother Kamari. They made a major announcement with CCP, and a lot of schools that were similarly, they're like, yo, even that place like Harvard's like, yo, if you got a 4.0 or 3.9, like you can go for free if you're low income. If you make under like 100,000 collectively, and like a lot of schools now, things have shifted where if you, like Jay said, if you're doing what you're supposed to do, nowadays there are opportunities where back in the days you can get a 4.0 and be like, I got accepted to Harvard, I can't go. That's not a thing anymore. Now it's like if you do, go ahead.
And that was recently. Lawrence, go back to Lawrence's comment about the one before that. The one before
that. Lawrence. That's the finance. That's the finance grill right there. What up, Lawrence?
The kids will figure. The kid will figure it out. Lawrence, that's Kamara's boy.
He's got thin skin. You ain't gotta soften it up.
The bullshit of that statement, the kid will figure it out. This is half the problem. This is 90% of the problem of kids get in trouble because they try and figure it out on their own.
So
my biggest problem is that in my life, when I was 18, 19, and 20, I tried to figure it out. And most of us in these squares tried to figure it out. And did some real crazy shit that we're lucky. We're lucky we're still here. We are lucky. I'll speak for myself. I'm lucky I'm still breathing with the mentality, the kid will figure it out. That is such an oxymoronic statement. The kid will figure it out.
Young adult.
No, the kid. When you were 18, you're a kid. Let's not get it effed up.
But like you said, the amount of parents with over 50,000 or more in student loan debt is wild.
And
like
I agree with that. But I agree. I get it. But listen, if you have kids, this is an investment that don't stop. I'm talking for myself, not to Jay Black. I don't get to pick and choose when I'm going to support you. In my life, I'm supporting you and I'm going all out and putting it all on the line for you. I got you. I put my own.
I would argue it's different. It's different with daughters. Mike got daughters. No, but I got a daughter and a son. I feel differently about my daughter than my son because Mike is right. When it comes to my daughter, we ain't figuring nothing out, falling around. And no, it's a little different when it comes to my daughter than it is my son. So if you ask me about my son, he bump his head, it ain't the same. My daughter ain't gonna be out here bumping nothing because she gonna come back with a baby bump. Like, we're not doing that. So I feel Mike because Mike comes from this position. Ain't no just gonna figure, ain't no just gonna figure it out. And no, we're not doing that with my daughter. So I feel you, Mike. No, not the girls. It's an effect in my family.
And I agree with half of what you said, because the reason why dudes fuck up so much is because we're allowed to bump our heads and we're told we're going to figure it out. And the bumping of the head sometimes leaves CTE, and it's permanent damage. And I'm not, and I'm not directing this directly towards you. If I'm getting like emotional, hyped up, just because this is how I talk.
No, you're right. I got it. I got CTE from bumping my head a bunch of times too. You speaking facts, but Jay said it right. It's not that it's fair. It's a double standard. I'm just saying I'm part of that double standard. I'm not saying it's right.
Yeah,
I'm
but
not
Jay
saying it
don't
helps the
count because
guys
Jay
at
don't
all.
care if you
I might be a victim of.
Jay don't count.
Jay don't count because he don't care if you're a girl or a boy. He's like, you figure that shit out on your own. I don't give a fuck
You
if
know,
it's
No,
a
it is
woman.
more compassion.
He don't give a
No,
damn.
no, it's more.
So
I ain't paying
listen,
for
put up Lawrence's comment because that's a topic that we don't talk
Wait.
enough
Let
about.
me read. Let me read.
Okay.
KJ. I wish more of our affluent people of color would start pooling money together for our kids to obtain scholarships for kids. Got it.
I
Go.
agree with that. I so agree with that,
There you
KD.
go, Mike. Keep going. Keep going.
Oh
Get
yeah.
you other
Shawn,
comment.
my daughter did in Temple, gave her the most money. Good. God bless her. RU, the state university is one of the most expensive, and we will only give money if you're destitute. Damn. We should not be
Yeah, you
allowing
do
our
got to be
kids to
poor to get these scholarships, even CCP.
that's a problem. Yeah, we should not be allowing our kids because then if you're not poor, you will be poor soon. Your parents will be poor after we get done with you. But we should not be allowing our kids to fall victim to this predatory student loan practices at 7, 18. There is no idea why they are signing, nor do they understand the financial
They
implications.
don't get it, but they give them all that money. But you want the parent to get caught up. Who can somebody getting caught up?
I get what you're saying, but Jay, you just don't want to fuck with anybody's student loan, including your wife. So stop. So
Keep
stop.
going.
So,
They
so
just get
stop.
caught up.
Jay Black, your wife can apply for the loan forgiveness. We applied. Mine was forgiven. Thank God. Go ahead, Miss Edie.
Shout out to Sleepy Joe.
Being financially unstable in retirement with loans will be a burden on your adult child. Yeah, I just didn't like the kid to figure it out. That's
No,
interesting.
that's real.
That was a comment
Like,
you wanted for
yeah,
Lawrence.
we gotta talk more about that, especially to our ladies, because a lot of women will do everything for the kids now while they're adults and they're going to take care of them, but they're not thinking about their retirement in their later years. Like, for example, my mother lives with me now. I would never say she's a burden, but it's definitely something I got to think about, right? And more of us have to think about that because we are in the sandwich generation. Our kids are young. They're going to be dependent on us. And a lot of times our parents are going to be dependent on us as well. So there is something to what Lawrence is saying, y'all. Don't throw it away so quickly.
Oh no, I get it. I do that. That definitely is a good point. Depends on the level of my filed divorce, still remain committed to the relationship. My colleagues filed divorce and still remain committed to the relationship. Okay,
I think
that's
Edie hit
beautiful.
live. Edie, I think she's behind.
I did not pay for any student loans either for my children. I made sure they went to school every day, got good grades, and got scholarship. God bless. Full ride. Some parents do go into external debt. And I will say this, Asha, another thing on that comment that she put up, put that up. There are a lot of parents who didn't have the skill set to make the proper environment for like you did for a child to get those good grades and got scholarships. And that I'm applauding you. Bro, a lot of parents are just like, yeah, go get good grades, but didn't set the environment in order for them to get the good grades. You want them to good grades and you want the ruckus and the craziness to go on in the house at the same time. I will be unpopular with J. Cole, no loans for kids. Birth them babies ain't going into debt for them. I told them.
I'll be J. Cole. Miss Edie called me J. Cole. But yeah, she's like, I ain't doing that. She said, not today.
Well, my thing is then you shouldn't have had kids.
Not today. They're gonna figure it out. I can guide them, I can give them advice. But do you think that's weird though, Mike? They give you all that money at 17 and 18, but yet you can't get a freaking credit card or a car loan or a mortgage.
God.
You can't get that, but they give you all that debt at 17, 18.
We know it's a rigged scam. We know it's a financial scam.
It's not a scam.
No, but I'll tell you where it's a scam.
Not a scam.
No, I'll tell you the scam. Education should have never been a business. We should have never had to pay for education. That's the scam.
That's a separate thing. That's a separate thing, and I agree. I agree.
Shawn, that's crazy. She got.
But there have been.
Go ahead, Doc.
I was going to say there have been some legal precedents that make this conversation nuanced as far as a scam because predatory lending has been confirmed legislatively. So maybe it's not all a scam, but there are very predatory lenders that do speak to what Jay is saying, where you get on these college campuses, you sign something, you know what you're signing, they give you a credit card, they give you a t-shirt, they give you a loan, and there have been court cases that have found that laws have been broken and, you know, repayment must be made because they were a scam. And I was in college during that time where all these tables started popping up on campus and you just sign things for a little gift. Yep. And you get into debt. And so some of it, I'm not saying it's all a scam, but there are definitely predatory elements to the loan system and the credit card system when it comes to college age students. They do prey on us. I'll say
So
that.
that's not what I'm pushing back on. I'm pushing back on this idea of why is it so easy to get college student loan debt, but you can't get business student loan debt, you can't get car loan debt. And I hear that all the time. But there's an economic reason for that, because the government helps subsidizes student loan debt. The government should subsidize student loan debt because we don't want a whole bunch of dummies running around. Well, we already got that, by the way. But we don't want a whole bunch of dummies not having access to education to then better themselves. That is helping the overall economy because statistically, people with degrees make more money than people who drop out of high school or who are just high school, who just have a high school degree. So that's one reason. The other reason is when you buy your car, who's going to back that? How does that help the overall economy beyond that one purchase? When you get an education, that keeps going and going and going, even if you don't work in your field that you went to school for.
But can't somebody argue that same? So can't somebody argue that for business owners in terms of job creation? They improving society, creating opportunity, improving the economy, boosting it. Like I should get a business loan based on the same criteria. I'm helping out. I'm helping society. I'm lifting everybody up.
But usually, most business owners don't employ anybody. Most businesses fail within the first 5 years. So yeah, and the tax. By the way, but hold on, Doc. You got a point, right? The tax code is the tax code is written for people who have businesses who do things to inspire the economy to grow. That's why business owners get all these breaks. They get all the favoritism and all that because, again, the economy needs business owners to do their thing.
All right.
Yeah, but most of these students, I hate to say this, I'm working at college, but most of these students also similarly don't work in their major. So the same stats that you can use for business owners, how most of them, yes, most of their business fail. Most of them don't hire anybody. Well, most of these students, conversely, don't work in their major. So you can say the same thing with these students. Most of them don't come out and become what they're studying either. And I'm not saying that I'm trying to bash college. I work at a college, but there is a case to be made where it's like, yeah, people can make the same points for these students. They're getting these psychology degrees, they're getting all these degrees. They're not working in psychology, they're not working in none of this. They're going to be managers at Target. So it's like you can make the same. I'm not arguing that argument. I'm just saying a similar argument could be made along those lines.
I got you, and I kind of mentioned that previously too, right? Because what you learn in college stays with you.
Put Asha's comment back up. Go ahead. Put Asha's comment back up. Go ahead, Kamar.
Let's use Bill Gates. I mean, it's not Bill Gates. Let's use Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs went to college for iconography, fonts, graphs, things like that. Nobody would think that's good, but he integrated that into Apple. And so he used that. That's just one example, right? There's other examples too. And yes, I know there's a lot of people who went to college who did nothing, just sat on their ass and was like, it's a total waste. I didn't do anything with college. College didn't help me.
All right, so Asha's comment goes back to my point. She said they have perfect attendance all the way through school. Homework had to be at the table by 8:59 every night for me to check and sign. Attended every conference / report card. And this is what I'm saying.
Shout out to you, Asha.
And Asha, that's what I mean. You have to be part of the atmosphere that is created. You can have, and I hate to say this because we always revert back to sports. You can have a star basketball player, but if you never gave them the discipline, or you never gave them a basketball, or you never gave them a court to play on, or you never had any of the essentials for them to develop the skill set, then it's just a waste. So the parents, and there's a lot of pressure. That's why being a parent, when people say they don't want to have kids, I don't say, oh, my God, you don't know what you're missing. I say, I get it. I understand.
Now read Craig's comment then. If that's the
this
case.
is a sore topic for me. My wife co-signed for student loans, and now my daughter claims she's not in position to start paying them back. So I guess paying her student loan, I guess
it's falling on the parent. It's on him as well.
And that happens in life.
So he had us set up. They did
and that happens
right.
in life. That happens in life. That's part of this. Craig, your daughter in state programs usually support their citizens. EOP, educational and academical disadvantaged students attend for free, so it has to be something for honest students. All right, good. This is a good discussion. This is good. See, yeah, we got the financial. We got financial.
At one point I want to say before we close, I wanted to make sure I addressed what Trendsetter said, because he said he paid his way through college. When I was on WRD, when Bernie was running, I realized there was a definite disconnect between people from that generation's understanding of how college tuition costs have risen, yet minimum
Through the
wage and
roof.
the average, yes, but and minimum wage had went up like 2%. You know, it went from like $5. Well, it went up from like $5 to $7 in the same amount of time. The college tuition had increased by almost, 7 to 10 times. You know, like tuition went from $5,000 in some institutions to $40,000. So a lot of people didn't understand what was wrong with these younger people. Why can't they do it? My brother went to Indiana University. He had 2 jobs. He paid most of his classes. That's when, college was 5,000. 15 years later, college is like 30,000. So no, you're not going to work and pay off your loans and put yourself through school. You don't hear anybody saying that anymore, not because they're lazy, not because there's something up with these millennials of this generation. It's because minimum wage and the cost of living has went up so much, and people's, incomes have not. So there is a real, disconnect generationally where we can't get the support of our elders. That's why boomers have been voting the way they're voting and not supporting a lot of these student loan forgiveness or access to education, because in their minds, they think it's still the same educational landscape they grew up in, where it's like all they gotta do is try hard to go get a couple jobs, they'll be fine. And I think the elders need to understand it's a different world out there. These kids have been burdened with our debt and our decisions and been set up. They don't have GI bills and all these things that many of us had to go to school. We came back from war and everything else. They're just out on their own. So Mike got a strong point where it's like this generation doesn't have the institutional support. So when they don't have the parental support, it hits different. And you see a lot of people just giving up in that, in that generation right now.
Mic
The parents
drop.
don't support
Mic
them. The government
drop.
don't support them. Yeah, they're good just playing games.
Let's be clear. If you can actually make enough money to pay your way through school and to pay your student debt, you should just drop out and keep doing what you're doing at that point. Like, that's how much money it costs. Like, if you can pay,
nowadays, yes.
If you can pay that much money, then it's absurd. Like, when it comes to price gouging and when it comes to what they've done with the crack cocaine that they call education and how they've risen these prices, it is obscene. It doesn't even make any sense, but that's a whole nother story. That's all. But I got another stupid dummy. We got any problem? Another problem is these kids can't find jobs in their fields when they do graduate.
And the interest rates keep going up. Even if you like, you paying more in interest. Like, why don't the interest stop at a certain point when you know you're out of school? Is over? Just stop. You're going to never pay it off.
Well, here's the thing, right? With interest rates, you would think for student loans they would be pegged kind of like mortgage rates are. They don't do that with student loans. Student loan rates are crazy.
Well, it was, because that's another important point when all these things became privatized. Because back with the time period I'm talking about with my brother, we're talking about Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac. We're talking about just financial aid. People were just getting the regular government issued financial aid loans. It wasn't all these predatory people coming in with these 10 and 19% and balloon type payments when you graduate. It was like you said, it was fixed. This is what you're going to pay over your time. It might take you 10 years, might take you 30, depending if you went to law school. But yes, we're not going to come and bring anything out the back pocket and surprise you later on. But then when these other companies got involved, all the rules changed, and the government allowed these companies to get involved and to basically offer up the next generation to be preyed upon.
Obscene.
You have a parent who had a good deal. You have a parent who said there's nothing wrong with the loan based on their experience. Yep. So a lot of times the parents were telling the kids, yeah, I got loans, no problem. Go sign up for your loan. Matter of fact, I'll sign up for loans too. Sometimes the parents and the kids got caught up in this wave because when they grew up, it wasn't like this. So there is an element where there might be some class action conversation going on in the next couple of years for parents and for students who did get deceived and taken advantage of.
So, and you understand that there's always some type of scamming that goes on when you file for bankruptcy, and you could file everything in bankruptcy except your student loan. You can't put that in there. We don't care if you're broke, but somehow, some way, we gonna get the student loan from you. That's true. That's a little weird. I wonder why. I wonder who's getting. They don't care about your Capital One, your American Express. They don't care about your mortgage. I mean, you could lose the house, obviously, and all the other. We'll take that, but somehow, some way, we know you've proven that you're broke. You've proven in front of a judge that you're broke. but you're still going to pay the student loan somehow.
Well, let's take it. Kamari might be able to answer this since we're talking money. There's always these rumors about who pays the student loan when the person dies, and I've heard about partners being responsible. Is this just a rumor? What happens to the student loan debt when a family member transitions? Is the spouse responsible? Does it go to the family? What happens with that?
That is a great question. I believe it is written off. But it could be attached to the estate. It might go to the estate. I'm not sure.
Yeah, Jay Black might need to check into that because they're talking that partner stuff.
I'm
they want to break up the families. That's why they want me and Lady Q to get divorced. So I ain't got nothing to do with her.
No, you want to break up the family. Yeah. It ain't them. You want to break up the family because you don't want to.
It's all systematic. It's all systematic. The racism is real. It's all systematic.
I got to answer. All right. So when someone dies, federal student loans are discharged. They're forgiven if the borrower dies. Okay. This means that the borrower's family or estate will not be responsible for repaying the loan. Okay. Parent Plus loans are also discharged upon the death of the parent, borrower, or the student. Now, private student loans, and that's what Pharaoh has been putting a foot in the ass.
Yes, the difference.
Right. Private student loans, the policies for private student loans vary by lender, which means some of them attach to the estate. And so they're still out.
Yeah. If you got these predatory joints, they're gonna keep coming, but the government understands you're dead. But these predatory loan lenders, they're like, we don't care if you're dead or not. Somebody gonna pay us.
So all I'm saying is, if this is true and the debt gets forgiven, Lady Q, watch your back. That's all I'm saying.
What do you mean? What is he saying, Doc?
Yo, what? Yo. Your back.
Yo. What's he doing?
Keep your head on
I ain't gonna tell somebody, girl, watch their back. He told us sleep with one eye open. Sleep with one eye open.
Let him fall asleep first.
Is that lifetime music?
No, this is normally our pondering music. This is normally when we get to ponder.
I thought that was Lifetime. I thought that was like a Lifetime story.
Yeah, that was a protect Lady Q.
Protect Lady Q at all costs.
Mike's stupid. I ain't paying your damn bit attention. That's why she sleep.
All right, so let's get to stupid dummy.
Yeah, okay, go ahead.
What, Nikki? What?
No, shout out to Nikki. Lady Q was telling me, I don't be on social media, but Nikki has some issues with Frontier,
and I don't know why she didn't bring it up to us. And I was gonna bring that. I got to bring that up on why you didn't let us know that they played you the way they played you. And I don't know what we can do.
Right. We getting paid. We can do
something. So let's get this stupid dummy of the week popping. Oh, that's not stupid dummy. That's
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Michael, Shawn, and Jay Black, I need you to tell me who is the stupid dummy of the day.
Yeah.
So Stephen A. Smith has some comments.
Okay.
And I had to post it because I couldn't believe homie said it. But listen, maybe it's just me. If y'all don't want this nomination, y'all can always say we're not nominating. We're not going to give him stupid dummy of the day. But this is Stephen A. Smith's view on the Epstein list. This is what Stephen had to say about the Epstein list right here.
I think we'll be okay. With all of these things that's going on, with the 2017 tax cuts reserved, with so much stuff that's going on that the left didn't want to happen, that you on the right said you wanted to happen, with the borders being closed, supposedly that being handled, with migrants being escorted out of this country in droves, according to you, and what you wanted, you're in an uproar off the Epstein list. That's all you've got. It's really, really surprising that this matters. Of course, I think there's a list, but I don't know. I suspect, but I have no knowledge, nor do I care. It's Friday night. I'm getting ready to go out and enjoy myself. I'm getting ready to have a nice weekend. I can give a damn about the Epstein client list. It has no effect on me whatsoever. I have a life. I don't understand for the life of me why this matters so much to these. I'm talking about people losing it. They're crying on camera. They're talking about resignations. They're pissed off about everything. I'm like, really? With all the stuff going on in this country, with all the power that you possess because of the cachet and the influence you have because of your connection to this administration, That's why you upset at Trump. I didn't blame Trump one bit for looking at them and saying, really? That really matters to you? That's really that important? Now, maybe he had a different reason for saying it, trying to be evasive or whatever. I don't know. But I do know this. In the grand scheme of things, it ain't going to affect the lives of over 2 to 300 million Americans. I think we'll be just fine without knowing whether or not there was really a client list. I think we'll be okay.
So Stephen A. basically is like, what's the big deal?
No, that's not what he's saying.
No, I didn't. Let me cook.
My bad. I'm sorry.
Stephen A. said, who cares about the list? Well, it's not going to change 200, 300 million people's lives. Who cares if politicians were being blackmailed and teens, young boys and girls, were being used as sex slaves? Who cares that we know who took part in it? Who cares if we know that the people who led this country were actually doing this to young boys and girls? Who cares? What's the big deal? It's just the island full of pedophiles. It's Friday night. I have a life.
I gotta dream my weekend.
Why would y'all get mad over this? I agree with Trump. Y'all still talking about people, and the only reason I ain't say it the way I really want to say it is because Felix has his young king in the car. Who cares? Who cares if that's what they did? Who cares if they made priests look like Boy Scouts? Who cares? Who cares if kids were actually kidnapped and taken there and they partied? It's not a big deal. This is what he said repeatedly. I don't even understand how people in this fake cancel culture, because that's what it is, that people can literally get on in front of cameras and say, I don't care if this was happening to kids. I don't care.
Okay, they're 12, 13. Okay.
But go ahead, Kamari. That's not what he said. You go ahead.
Your turn. Go ahead, defend that, Kamari. Go ahead.
No, I mean, the nuance of it all is he's talking about it all. Like, everybody is acting like they really care about this whole thing. They're up in arms, and they're saying, because remember what he said, you're connected to this administration. You made money off this administration. You rode with them, and then now you want to act like you're not you're the administration, like you really care for the people. He's basically saying people are full of shit. That's what he's saying. That's what I heard.
And it's the most. Go ahead, Phil. We can't hear you. We can't hear
you.
You
muted, Doc.
My bad. Since we're on the topic of money, I just didn't know what he meant when he was talking about the money. I've been studying these past 100+ days. Ain't nobody making money. Price of eggs are not down. The war didn't stop. Everything he said about money, he lied about. He said he wasn't going to touch Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid. He's ravaging and raping it. Like, that comment by Stephen A. Smith, that shows that he is a rugged individualist, and he's just looking at the world through his narrow perspective of somebody who's prospering, despite the fact that most of Americans are sinking into debt and despair. That line right there, when he's like, yo, you made money. No, you made money. Yo, the cachet. No, you are coming up in this administration. The vast majority of Americans, unless you're part of that 1% that just got those tax breaks, we are dying out here. So that showed me how disconnected he was with that line about we're doing good right now financially. He really fixed his face to say that. They just laid off a bunch of Department of Education workers like 2 days ago. Hundreds of people just lost their job. And before that, it was USAID and everything else. Like, with government jobs, thousands since Doge came into power. Like, what the is he talking about? Like, the worst kind of black people that ever existed are the type like Stephen A. Smith that get promoted and pushed up when they start talking that crazy. No, we should be worried about that the same way Mike was implying. That should be the main concern. Back in the African tradition, when they would greet each other, the translation was, how are the children? We should want to know, because our nation is predicated upon how we treat and how we protect and how we prepare our children. If your children are being exploited and violated by the most powerful among us, and we support them and give them the reins of power, then our nation is headed for a sure destruction, especially when we already know that who was on the plane. We know that pictures exist. We know that people were best friends with people for 10 years. Epstein called Trump his best friend for 10 years. Like, we have things to
Oh damn!
discuss.
Stephen
And
A. Smith makes 20 million a year. So yeah, so he's in that 1%. He's in
yeah,
that.
he's talking about himself. He's talking about him.
So let me speak on these nuances, which Kamari had the right to. He was clear. He made a point where he's going, oh, now you guys are mad because you guys rode out with him for all the other evil stuff, which would be, which I would understand if it wasn't the fact that you can't say now you're mad because you found out they were doing this to kids. Yes. Even if you say, oh, you weren't mad at the racism, you weren't mad at the sexism, you weren't mad at you weren't mad at that, and now you're gonna be mad at this. That's a bad example to say you're gonna be mad at this. Yes. Yes.
Well, no, the problem is they knew. I think the problem, Mike, is they knew when they voted for him that he was connected to this because they didn't get new information yet. They're just mad about what's being withheld. But they knew all the stuff I named. They knew that Jeffrey Epstein and Donald Trump were best friends for over a decade. They knew that there were rumors of him with girls on his lap, topless, and stains on his pants with people laughing. They knew they knew that Virginia Dufresne, the main complainant in the case against Jeffrey Epstein, was 17 and homeless and mysteriously working at Mar-a-Lago, owned by Donald Trump, when she met Jeffrey Epstein. That was the recruitment ground. A homeless underage girl was working at Mar-a-Lago who ended up being violated in traffic by Jeffrey Epstein when they were best friends. They knew all of this and voted for him. So I do think there is something to be said where, oh, now you mad because no, you voted knowing all. He said, I want to grab him by the vagina. When you're a star, you can just do this. He said, I owned the Miss Universe pageant with the underage girls, and I was able to walk back there while they were getting changed because I was the owner. He was accused of rape by his own ex-wife, and there's at least 30 other people who accused him of SA. They knew this. He said if his daughter wasn't a daughter, he'd be dating her. He said and done all of this, and they still voted for him. So yes, there is a hypocrisy, and oh, now I'm mad because I didn't see the paperwork. There's a problem there.
And then the funny thing, a lot of this kind of went away. But then when him and Elon had their bromance breakup, he brought it back up and was like, yo, what about this?
You in the files. You in the Epstein files. That's why you won't release them.
Afro Queen mentioned that he did run on a whole. He championed the child protection. He's for the kids. Like he wanted to protect the
Daniels
kids.
were the only ones involved in Pizzagate, so it's running their thoughts of reality. It is deeper than stupid list. Public is mad because evil people get away with anything away again, while us normal people go to jail for our crimes. Absolutely. And I just want to say everything Dr. Smith said is absolutely correct. My brain just explodes when Stephen A. says, I agree with Trump. Why are you bringing it up now? This is not how you handle this with the nuance. What you say is, yes, if you want to say you knew, yes. All right, you did. You were wrong. Now, we don't move on. Whether those people are wrong or not, now is not the time to move on. And
I agree.
You demons who voted regardless and didn't care about everything that we just brought up, it still don't make you right. But I'm not gonna say we can move on now. No, now that we're here.
No, you're right. I'm 1,000% with you, Mike, on what to do in the moment. I'm just saying that because we're discussing it on a podcast.
No, absolutely, yeah, absolutely.
But normally, yeah, this is a. And I'm saying this is the first thing we've agreed on in like 8 to 12 years. We are going full throttle with this. We are not letting this go. Only thing on the agenda is releasing those Epstein files because I think that will destroy Trump's presidency and legacy. And I'm going to use it as a cudgel and a weapon to destroy him because the enemy of my enemy is definitely my friend, even if it's MAGA right now. Marjorie Taylor Greene is talking the same way that Jasmine Crockett's talking as far as these files. And when we can get that kind of synchronicity and that kind of overlap in this Venn diagram politically, where we're saying the same things and on the same page, you got to use that to your advantage and play politics. It's not a time to be talking about hypocrisy. It's time to win politically. And I'm with you, Mike. Right now, if they're hypocrites, I'm not worried about it. All I want is Trump to fall. And if they want Trump to fall, then release the files all day, every day till he's gone, or Bondi or Kash Patel, and all of them get fired. I'm with you. I'm playing the game like they play it because that's what they do. They grab one little issue like transgender bathroom and they'll say it for 5 years to make sure they win. So I'm taking my little issue and blowing it up the same way. Let's play the game.
I think Pam Bondi ran them files to the shredder. I think she ran the files to the shredder.
But the only problem with that is those aren't the only copies of the list. This ain't Watergate.
The file that was on her desk, I think it got ran through the list. to the shredder.
And for all the people, and this is what I want to say, for all the people at Pam Bondi's neck, understand, y'all, she's nobody.
Used to work for Trump.
She's nobody. They say this, and she says that. They say, now say this, and she says that. They say, now don't say this and say we didn't say that, and she says that. And they tell her to go up there and say, it wasn't, you didn't mean a file, you didn't mean a list, you meant a file.
So my buddy said, you know what happened with Pam Bondi? She ran through the file. She was like, oh, boss, you in here all through it. You might not want to share this.
And your billionaire friends that pay you, they all up in here.
And let me tell you, nobody in Washington wants these files out.
But he ran on that. He said, when I win, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to release them.
Yeah, because that's the dummy that he is.
JFK, MLK,
He said, I'm releasing all of them.
Who wants some? Who you get a file? You get a file. What's up? I'm Oprah out here.
All of it was redacted. They play in our face
Stuff
all
that
the
had already
time.
been released.
Yep, they play in our face all the time.
All right, let me get because I need a quick break. I gotta walk off for a second.
You got another no lies detected or something?
Oh, you know what?
Let's see if I can find one.
You know what? This Breakfast Club thing for some reason got me annoyed. So the Breakfast Club did an interview that's going the highest level of viral because it had to do with a streamer who they interviewed, Neon, white boy who just has always annoyed me, but he's in another stratosphere when it comes to the streaming thing. And I don't even know if I have the energy. So he gets on there, and the Breakfast Club give him the business, right? They give him the business. And here's the clip. A lot of y'all may not be familiar with him. If you're on TikTok, you know him. If you're on Twitch, you know him. These are the stars of social media. Aiden Ross and this kid, they are the superstars. Like, because of our age, we don't look at that. When it comes to media, they're bigger than any star that you know.
They're bigger than Casanat? Because that's all I know.
No, that's the level that these are on. These are the ones that are on that. And this kid had said some racist comments about Casanat when he was like 16, something like that. So this is the Breakfast Club interview, and play this real quick.
Let me see.
Oh, racist though.
Yo, stop right there.
They like, fuck this black bitch,
you.
monkey, watermelon, shit emojis.
I'm literally looking and I don't see any of that.
What? It says they race baiting. It says fuck the short hair monkey. They race baiting. Fuck the Breakfast Club. Walk out Neon.
And I guarantee
Breakfast Club.
if any of the motherfuckers was here, they wouldn't say it at all. That's another thing about streaming and just being behind.
You also have to understand this isn't this is the internet. This is not just my chat, my community, right? This is the internet. The internet, just like me back then, would say whatever they want.
Yeah.
So this isn't like a representation of me, obviously.
But it's funny though, because the reality is, I know this is a bunch of kids in here who don't know no better. But if we were really assholes, we wouldn't have had you up here. And as soon as I heard about the Casanat thing, we'd have told you to get the fuck on. I mean, disrespecting somebody's mom and then saying that shit about Harriet Tubman. If we were really being assholes and really trying to belittle you, you'd have told you.
I understand that, man. I just feel like at the end of the day, you can't hold something against someone if they're changing and becoming a better person. And understanding.
How do we know you're changing, and how do you expect people to really believe you when you built your whole platform on being a liar?
Of course, and no one has to believe me. And at the end of the day, if you don't believe me, you don't have to believe me. But if you actually sit down and watch my streams and understand the growth, then you see it. And if you don't, it's fuck you. It's like at the end of the day, I'm not here to prove anything to people. I can do the best I can. People could judge me. I don't care.
I respect growth. People always evolve.
But and if no one wants
who I was at 21 is not who I am right now, and that's the same with you. I respect.
I respect growth. I already told you that. I respect growth.
But there's no reason for coming for someone for something that they apologized for 5 times, and it was not the person who I am now, and it was years ago. So like, just coming to the same thing just doesn't.
People gonna ask you about it.
Aiden said, no, 100%. But like, bring it up like 6 times. Like, come on.
Aiden
like,
said, ask why he cheated on his wife. Let's talk past shit. We've already talked about that. You've addressed all that. Numerous times. It's in my book. We talk about it in interviews. And I'm glad Aiden brought that up. Because what you're doing right now, Neon, is holding yourself accountable and not running from who you were.
Of course.
Because who you were has gotten you to where you are now. So you are a testament to these young people who need to learn early what people like us learn late.
Chat, everyone chill out, all right? They defend me a lot because there's a lot of things being said, so that's why there's no reason to say stuff like that, chat.
I totally understand,
Let
right?
the
But listen,
chat be the chat.
But no,
By the way, the one thing that's so funny though.
So it went on and they gave him the business, and the Casanat, he made some crazy, I'll knock your mom down, I'll have sex with her like Harriet Tubman, some Harriet Tubman. I'm paraphrasing. Then the one
he called Casanat's mom a black bee and said she looked like a fat Harriet Tubman.
Wow.
So y'all comment real quick. Y'all this is and Aiden Ross. He decided
Aiden Ross.
He decided he was gonna comment, and he put his thing up.
Bro, that girl's the monster, bro. This girl right here, chat.
You eat every day.
Let me just tell you something about her. Give me a second, all right?
Okay.
Let my brain process. Not only does this bitch look like a man, but chat, listen, bro. She was getting on camera and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? She was getting fucked on camera a lot. ARL, y'all found that shit. She was getting on camera, and she called me a cracker. You know what I'm saying? We'll get to it. I'll respond when I hear it. But she called me a cracker. She thought she did something. The word cracker doesn't necessarily piss me off. It pisses me off that she was trying to be racist. Like saying the word cracker is not racism.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right, so that was a small response. But,
that was the same white boy that they were just talking.
No,
to?
that was a bigger streamer, Aiden Ross.
Okay.
Yes.
He's like in an elite status, and I saw all this, and what the kid said was disgusting, and calling him out, and y'all gonna get mad at me. Calling him out is I ain't got a problem with calling him out. I just want to know where all this smoke was when Snoop Dogg was in the studio.
That's a good point.
I just want to know where all the smoke was. If you're offended by what he said about Harriet Tubman, what do you think Harriet Tubman would think about what Trump is doing? And you sat up there and you allowed the softball questions of Snoop Dogg, who took part in the celebration of a victory of a man who runs a regime. Where was all this smoke when he was there?
Yeah, Snoop off the hook. Yeah, you didn't probe Snoop. You didn't double down.
Where was the bullying? Where was the holding people accountable? Why did you not bring up the clips of what Snoop was saying about people years ago when they performed? And he was calling them all types of slurs. And he was calling them. Why did you not do this?
What was it, 30 years for 30 minutes?
Yeah.
Some ridiculousness.
And y'all let him ride that out. And y'all let him give that stupidity of 30 years for 30 minutes as if he had been a civil, he was marching in the streets for 30 years.
Civil rights icon, right?
He was with Jesse and them. He was with Martin.
Like he was risking his
Snoop,
life.
yo, past that. It's crazy out here. Past that. We're gonna get out right.
Where was this? Y'all picked the little boy that y'all knew y'all could bully, that you knew that y'all thought there would be no consequences, because the consequences are going to be these streamers. It's going crazy. Now, I'm not saying the Breakfast Club is going to fold. I don't want them to fold. But y'all chose the safety punching bag to go at instead of holding the icon feet to the fire for betraying us.
They're trying to get a new demo, Mike.
That is just bizarre to me, man. That is, and we know, and I didn't play the whole thing where Envy actually said, "I really do respect you for evolving and changing. We can't hold against," and everything like that. I just want to know where was the tag team WWE where everybody wanted to jump in and couldn't wait to launch their critique at Snoop. Where was it? It almost got unprofessional. Y'all was so ready to jump in and go crazy on this kid that it almost got unprofessional. It almost didn't even look like y'all were the Breakfast Club. It was just like, let's see what we, and I'm not saying he didn't deserve it. What I'm saying is, where was that energy?
For Snoop Double G.O.G.
Snoop got hits. That's what it is. You know, it's the R. Kelly principle. Snoop got hits. You know how we get when people got hit records. We don't see clear no more. We too busy dancing. Yeah, we too busy dancing to understand that he peeing on kids or he's supporting our destruction. You know, gin and juice. You know, I believe I can fly. You know how we get, Mike. Neon need to make a hit. Neon need to go in the studio and make a hit.
Make a hit.
Do the Harriet Tubman. Do the Harriet Tubman. See the woman I'm loving. Do the Harriet Tubman. Step. Get a little TikTok dance going, you know, for Black History Month. He'll be good with us. He'll be good with us then. Put it to a beat. He could have put that same comment to a beat and probably been all right with us. He probably said the same thing over a dope beat, and yeah. You a fat hat. Yep, yeah.
All right.
This song's saying the same thing right now. This song's saying it.
We'll get into more of this tomorrow. Tomorrow is Friday, so we'll rock out. Financial Rebel, I'm very proud of us. We used the expert. We did. I'm very proud that we actually used the expertise, not just on just what, you know, just having a good time. We actually got information.
Yeah. Even for myself, I need to get some insurance. So we did.
You know that means next week, right?
Solo.
What's it mean next week, Kumar?
We'll be back to the ratchetness.
Back to the ratchetness.
Solo 401k, right? I got some good game today too. No, wait. But did y'all see that? Did y'all see Trump and them was destroying the food for the starving people that was going bad? Did y'all see that story? Maybe we talk about that tomorrow. Yeah, they said they're going to incinerate the food that could feed 1 million kids and people. They said since it's about to go bad, instead of trying to get it to the people, they're just going to destroy the food. I was like, what?
And they also made a request to get the voting machines from Colorado.
Redistricting. They trying to get 5 House seats in Texas alone by gerrymandering. They're going to change all of the different zones and the lines. And they said basically they're doing it because of the effects of the flood, because the flood gave them a unique opportunity to change things around. So they're using this crisis and not helping the people, right? The Mexicans are doing more help for the people, but the Trump administration is sitting there trying to figure out a way to use it to their advantage and not let a good crisis go to waste. And Trump was like, we can get 5 seats in Texas, you know, we just redraw the districts. So yeah, they're destroying food, redrawing districts, and not sending help. All while they mad that somebody want to dig in their files and their business. No, the files got to come out. And Elon Musk got that American Party, and they said that the recent polls are showing a lot more support for his, even though he's not American. Elon Musk's American Party is gaining a lot of support based on this controversy. So I never thought I'd be supporting the American Party, but he needs an acronym that says FILE. The same way he had that Doge acronym for the Dogecoin, he needs to do the same thing with FILE and make that his slogan. Maybe I need to consult with Elon Musk and give him what he needs to take Trump out, because he got an opportunity. He got the money and he got the beef.
The Gary Mandarin that's going on is separate from them wanting to get the voter machines data from Colorado, because in Rockland County, they've been given the okay to do the recount, do a hand recount, because in Rockland County, they said Kamala got 0 votes. So a lot of people are thinking that they are now trying to cover their tracks, because if a judge said, okay, it's okay to recount, it won't be the last place that recounts. But we can get into all that.
Vigilante Inc.
Let's go.
Hold on.
That's the movie, Vigilante Inc.
Put Ann's comment back up, Jay. Come on now. He holding us accountable. Yeah, I saw you. You was late.
Everyone invest. Yes, I did.
All right, so
you invested this morning, Mike.
No, don't ask about Mike. Jay, what did you do? What did you do? Where are you at?
Since we've started, I've done six installments, and I should have had more.
Good job, Mike. Good job. Jay, what about you? What about you?
I'm trying to check.
It's about to happen. I'm trying to check. He said, I'm trying to check.
That's all it takes.
No.
Give me a minute.
I'm trying to do something. Yeah, I gotta check. I got a private call. Hold on. I think it's Lady Q calling. Hold on. Go ahead.
Hey, Lady Q, watch your back. Watch your back. If it's Lady Q, watch your back.
That was some protect Lady Q earlier. Y'all was stupid with that. Y'all was dumb.
I don't want nothing to do with my wife's debt. Nothing.
Black Queens forever.
Nothing.
All right, but seriously, come on, Jay.
Shout out to Black Love.
Invest $10, Jay. Come on,
Black Queens forever.
Black Queens, Black sisters.
Black Queens forever. Student loans never. Black Queens forever. Student loans
never. Love me for who I am, not who you want me to be. I can never be that. Understand there's only one thing in life that's guaranteed. It won't end. So enjoy every minute, every second. You fight for everything you love. Fight for your happiness. Never let anyone, anything, or any circumstance take it from you. God got me. God got you. God got us. WokeUpInspired.com. You want the merch? Hit that up. WokeUpInspired.com. Lady Q got you. You want something customized? Customize it tonight. I will be in comedy in Harlem. So check me out tonight if you're in New York City. Miss Parker, I will see you tonight in comedy in Harlem. It goes down. We gone. Go on in.
Michael, Shawn, and the Takeover Legends, where the truth hurts, but also makes you laugh.